Michelle, go ahead and make Leo host or co-host, please.
Gotcha.
How you feeling today, brother?
Very good. I just did a record breaking whoa. There I am. Hey. Um I did a record breaking lunch cooking in about 6 minutes. Typically it takes me 20 minutes, but I just did it in six because I had to film right there. So I literally ran down, cooked, put it all in the rice cooker for now, and I'm back up here because I got to eat at 12:30 or else I don't have time to eat any other time of the day today. Crazy, crazy Fridays. That's all I have to say. Crazy Fridays.
And it's a great point, and we can do a lot more in a lot less time than we think we can. And
Absolutely.
you made a big impact this morning, Leo.
Hold
I
on.
was at Jordan's
Watch this.
office.
I recorded it.
I love that. Dude, now I'm hungry. Jordan texted
Go
me
ahead,
a few
Andrew.
moments ago. And many of you met Jordan, one of our fantastic private lenders. And he says, Andrew, I'm so glad you stopped by my office. Seeing Leo make breakfast on the FaceTime made my day. So, you made Jordan's day, Leo. What's a win you had this morning, brother? Share some wins, get the energy up. What's going on in your world on this Slam Friday?
Yeah, big win is that, even in days like this where it is so slammed and I have, four things overlap on the schedule, this is where I start to realize that, okay, I can cook in 6 minutes instead of 30. So that 30-minute block can go into six, then I can film. Filming doesn't take an hour. I'm getting pretty good, so I can film in about 12 minutes. I can knock out a video every 6 minutes, so a big win is that I'm just learning my efficiencies and realizing that we put things up for us who the people on here, which I hope you all do, the people who are scheduling their time out, when you start doing that, it's amazing. But then you start to put 30-minute blocks out for things, right? You start to put 30-minute blocks for meetings, uh, uh, um, for filming, for calls, for all these different types of things. But then you start to realize you can actually get a lot done in 15 minutes. Like, so, I mean, we do these on every 30-minute call. So that's my big win. It's just learning that because I got probably a week's worth done and it's only noon for me.
That's a powerful thing. And a reminder again to all of us, and I said it a moment ago, but several more have hopped in. We can do a lot more than we think we can in a lot less time than we think we can. So, everybody type in the chat. How's your energy today? 1 out of 10 on this beautiful day 48. How's your energy? 1 out of 10. We have a jam packed day of deal structuring and deal flow, talking about how to get the money, how to partner, how to structure deals, how to find money, additional profit centers in deals. Then we're going to talk to you I'm going to talk to the VIPs about closing your deals afterwards, after this is over. My VIPs, all my ticket holders, all my boss flows, all my freedom life that sent me leads are coming over. We're going to be live dialing sellers, talking about our deals and your deals. And then tomorrow, and I'll share a little bit more about this, you're going to hear from one of our acquisitionists, Derek, who worked with us for a couple of years ago, and then took a hiatus, full-time military, incredible guy. He just came back, started working with us again. So we have an exciting, exciting jam-packed day for you. All right, we got lots of tens and nines and some eights, and David Selling is 15. David, if you don't mind, tell us why the heck you're a 15. I've got to know, man. We've got to know why you're a 15. We can let David in the audio. We got to find out what made David a 15. Maybe he's a 7.5. I like that. If you're in a spot to talk.
Now I can unmute. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Well, 15's been a beautiful week. We got that other deal on the contract I was telling you about, and then I closed that other deal and, made a big check. So, and it's good. And, moving. I'm excited about that. And, right now I'm relaxing, working on one of my cars. So, getting ready for one last car show in California. So yeah, that brings me to a 15. Between the money and the cars, I'm a 15 for sure.
Heck yeah. And that little check you briefly passed over, if you don't mind telling everybody, how many figures was in that check with no decimals?
Uh, Six figures,
Six
128,000.
figure check. And what kind of deal was it?
It was a quick flip.
Quick flip. We
Yeah,
like quick flips that involve $120,000 profits, don't we?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely,
Awesome, brother. When you enjoy your cars, thanks for being on. Just wanted you to
absolutely.
share that inspiration with everybody.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man. All right. So finding the money inside the deals. You got your notepad, you got your pen, you got your paper. Get ready to take some notes. I want you to remember that there's two profit centers in each deal. There's more than that, but I'm going to talk about two. Number one, there is the front end payday. We're not going to talk about cash flow today. There's the front end payday. So you get paid when you buy it. So write down front end payday. And there's back end payday. Now, for anybody who's newer here, there is the boss flow method. We normally buy on under finance, sell on lease option. Buy on under finance, sell on lease option. But here's the deal. Some of you guys are great at getting on the phone with sellers, but you're just brand new. You're just getting started. You haven't closed your deal yet. Some of you have closed deals, have money sitting around. You need to get to work for you. And I want to point out to all of you that there is plenty of profit centers in deals. And without going into the nitty gritty of trading and owning funds and all the complicated piece that you're going to learn hanging out with me, for those of you who are accepted into Boss Flow or Freedom Life, of how to multiply money in an extremely rapid way. I'm going to do my best to, in the next 15 minutes, share with you the strategies that you can actually implement after this call, right? So there is power in community. There's power in community. You're in the right place. I know you know that. Brandon, I'm so glad you're here, man. Seeing you the other day, getting to meet you, that was incredible. And now I get to hang out with you on Zoom. So I'm glad you're here, and way to go just showing up. And several more faces on here I recognize from the meetup. So welcome. So tomorrow is going to be super special. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But the front end payday and the back end payday, those two places can make you rich. Okay. So I want you to look at real estate instead of thinking, oh, how do I get me 10 properties to go to $200 a month? Now, if you are brand new to the business or you're experienced in the business, I want to add tools to your tool belt. So if you are pretty new here on the Zoom, we buy on a finance, we sell on lease option. You can go back and watch the replays, hop on my YouTube, make sure you're watching. I show you how to structure deals. I show you how to find deals for free. I show you all of these things. So today is especially for those of you who are connected in this community in some way, right? And I want you to begin to see the real estate, the assets, as two separate things. All right, so write this down. There is the asset, there's the house you visibly see. And then underneath that, I want you to write down the paper, right? I'm not going to talk about notes today. I love notes, but I'm not going to talk about those. The paper attached to the house. I want you to see these two things as very separately, because as a real estate investor, it's easy to go, went and seen this house, 3 bed, 2 bed, and here's the numbers on it. That's cool. I want you to get really good at that. Except if you can, over this next year, get really good at niching down, and you can find great deals with huge equities that are everywhere. Our community is finding them every single week. And I'm talking about, David just got $120,000 check. There's these deals out there every single week are coming with huge equity, not necessarily 120 grand, but there's a lot of big equity deals out there. And so imagine, let's cut that in half. Let's say that it's only 60 grand of equity. Now, let's say instead of buying this house and getting 60 grand of equity, you say, you know what? I am going to partner up with somebody because I'm new to the business and perhaps don't have the funds yet for my leads. I'm going to partner up with somebody else in the community, and they are going to pay for the leads and pay me a couple grand every time I bring a deal to our partnership. And you get your first 3 or 4 deals that way. Why? Because the person who you're partnering with is needing to get more deals, is needing to increase their net worth, and maybe they're busy, they don't have time, and you're newer to the business, you have time, and you're able to get on the phone with these sellers, right? Or maybe your niche is you have discovered a way, whether it's going to the courthouse or sending letters to foreclosures, or whether it's bandit signs or word of mouth or networking, you're like Glenn, and you've discovered a way that you can go get 5, 10, 15 people working with you, bringing deals in and flooding yourself with deals. All right. So I'm sharing this, and I'm sharing some generalities, and I'm going to bring it down to action steps in a minute. But I want to get these wheels turning for you guys to realize you're not alone in this. You don't have to be alone. That's why we're building this community up. That's why we've accepted 12 of you into the Boss Flow Accelerator community. And we've already started a waiting list for the next round of Boss Flow Accelerators, because we want you guys to be connecting up with each other. We want you to be able to not be in this business alone. I remember starting this business in 2014, and I felt so freaking alone. I was banging out the phones. I was calling. I literally, don't tell my former landlord, I would sleep at the office a lot of nights because I couldn't afford a hotel. And I was dialing the heck out of these deals. I was trying to get these deals done, and I felt so alone. And I said, I don't want anybody around us to ever need to feel that way. Why? I want you guys to have the ability to plug into a system and a community who can lift each other up, who, when somebody has deals, they always have a place to come get the money. If the deal's good enough, the money is always available. If you have the money and you need to put it to work, that you have a community who's bringing tremendous deals in. Everybody wins. All right. So front end and back end. I want you on deals always getting paid when you buy and always getting paid when you sell. All right. I talked briefly, high level overview about partnerships. Let's say, for example, and I'm taking this out of the way, again, if you missed how to find deals, for anybody who's newer here, you're going to go on Facebook Marketplace. Your action step after today's call is going to be on go and make Facebook Marketplace and message 20 people. You're just going to say 20 houses that are for sale on Facebook Marketplace in your local area. And you're going to say, hey, I'm interested in this house. Have a couple questions. What's the best number to reach you? So for anybody who's newer to this, right? Anybody who's newer to this, you're going to go on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to message 20 people. Hey, interested in buying or interested in this house. Have a couple questions. What's the best number to reach you? Half of those people will message you back almost always. Out of those 10, you're going to have 7 to 8, 5 to 7, doesn't matter, whatever it is, that many conversations. That's where you're going to start. But those of you who have been in here a while and you're wondering, you're going, hey, I've done the thing. What's next? I want for all of you to realize that if you get a deal that's good enough, there are 3 options to close this deal if it needs money. Now, a lot of times we buy with nothing down, but I'm going to talk about 3 options to close this deal. Somebody type in the chat, where to get the money. Where to get the money. If I get enough people typing in, I might even give you a 4th bonus segment of where to get the money. Where to get the money. All right. So, 1, first place you can get the money, we love private lenders. Some of them right here on this call. Private lenders, where to get the money. 2, partnerships. Partnering up with other people inside of the community. We love to partner with our Boss Flow students and with our Freedom Life students. In fact, some of the coaches inside of our community, the Judys and Glenn, they love partnering with you guys too. We love to partner up with you. So for the community, now I get the question a lot, and I'll mention this, and it may, Paul, you may see this in the questions later. I don't know. So if I haven't answered it clearly enough, we'll take it again. I've had people come to me for years asking me, will you partner with me? Now, there's a reason that we have an entry point for partnership, and it is to either be in the Boss Flow community or in the Freedom Life community. And here's why. Because years ago, 2016, 2017, I partnered with a couple of people without being in a training system. And what always happened for me every time I broke that rule is I wind up taking the majority of time training, getting people on the same page and integrated in our culture. And then we finally get to the partnership. So it's better for you. It's better for us when you're already ingrained in the culture. You already know what kind of deal we're looking for. You not sending me, because anybody outside of the partnership who has suggested partnering over the years outside of the community, inevitably they're going to send me 30, 40, 50 deals, and 98% of them are going to suck. And had they been inside the community, they would have already known not to send me the first 28 of them. Just send me the last 2 that are actually good deals. So it's physically impossible and unsustainable to add that or extend that outside of the community. And that's what I've found to be true. So that's why we structure it that way. We want you to win. We want you to have the best tools, best knowledge. And we write this down: only winning deals. I only want you having winning deals. I don't want you to have deals that suck. I've seen people come in to the community who, prior to coming into the community, had went and done deals that sucked. Darn it. So there's no reason to waste time on deals that suck. So make sure that you are finding great deals. The money will come. So 1, private lenders. Number 2, partnerships. Number 3, this is a big one for you guys. You go find a house on buying on or financing. You message 20 people on Facebook. The messages come back to you. You find somebody who's willing to sell you a house. Maybe they want $10,000 down. But let's say you don't yet have the money to put $10,000 down. Well, there is private money, there's partnerships, there's all these other opportunities. In the past, as soon as I would contract the house, I would immediately put out a generic ad. So let's say I contracted a house in Newburgh, Indiana that needed $10,000 down. Would immediately that afternoon put out an ad, a generic ad. They would say, whatever it was, 3-bed, 2-bath, home for sale in Newburgh, Indiana area. Quiet street, blah, 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 1 mile from Castle High School, whatever it was. I would put a generic ad out, not the address. I would put a generic ad out, and I would begin to get tons of calls. I would go out in that neighborhood. I would put 15 or 20 lease to own your own beautiful home signs out at Walmart and Lowe's and Target and every freaking high traffic area and stoplight in the area. Now I'm getting tons of calls coming in until I find somebody who has 15 or 20 down. And I say, hey, Mr. Buyer, the great news is I did just get this home in Newburgh. It's not even yet available. Well, this is good. I hope you're taking notes. It's not even yet available. If you would like, I can see about getting you in to see it. If you get in and see it and you love it, as I'm certain you will, when would you want to go ahead and put the non-refundable deposit down and lock this thing in? They said right away, I'm in. So I would then close the deal and take my leased buyer at the same time. Literally, I've done it before in the same closing office in 2 separate rooms. My seller's in here and my buyer's in there. And I go to room A, sign the documents. I go to room B, sign the documents. And their $20,000 non-refundable deposit gives me 10, paid the seller their 10. And I got in the deal with not only no money down, but with a payday up front. This is making sense. Give me a thumbs up. All right, good. So this is the way I want your brain to begin to think. Creating revenue streams, not I wish I could do that, but how can I get this done? Right? That's why you're in this place, where you're surrounding yourself by the right people. When we come hang out for 3 days, excuse me, together in Louisville next month, we are going to be delving in a lot deeper and opening the door for so many connects for you as we're hanging out together, because it's like this through a screen, except like times 10. So I'm so excited to be doing this. Now, here's the fourth way. I told you if there was enough requests, we would get to the fourth way. So there was a bunch of you typing in. So I love the interaction. So we're going to get the fourth bonus in. Some of you heard me talk about this last Saturday, and I'll be talking more about it. David Selvin is so good at this, but excuse me, that is getting you business lines of credit, some of which are low and no interest, some are high interest, but ultimately, who cares? If I have a business line of credit, regardless of the interest, and it gets me in a house that has 30, 40, $50,000 of profit, and I can turn around and pay it back, because I don't want you writing a big check out unless you're getting a bigger check back in a few days or a few weeks, right? And so now you're putting it out, getting it back in a few days, a few weeks with babies, because it multiplies when you send it out, when you do it right. And now that's another way to fund these deals. Some of you I know have already gotten approved for tens of thousands of dollars of business credit lines just from our discussion. And many more of you are going to. Now, when we're together for 3 days, we're going to be opening it up for several more of you to get funded, and we're going to have a good time together. All right. So before I delve into some more deal structures, is there anything I'm missing here? Leo or Paul, that you want to jump in? I know we got some questions rolling in. We'll get to those in just a moment.
You're rocking it. I just want to reiterate the note taking. I just hope people are taking notes on these and really getting ready to take action on them. Everyone, put your notes up real quick. Oh, my camera's not on. I've been smiling and smiling this whole time. Put the notes up. I want to see what your notes look like. Hold on, let me actually put my notes up. Boom.
I like that. Mike's notes. There's Larry's notes. There's Christy. Okay. Good. Elizabeth.
There you go.
Beverly.
That's what I'm talking about. Some people are putting up their phones. I get it. I take notes on my phone as well sometimes.
Tim, I don't know where you are, but I want to be there.
Here's what I do when I take notes. So I'll just write all the things that kind of spark my brain when Andrew says something, and then I'll circle the ones where I'm like, okay, you know what? I have a question on that. What does that mean? Because I really want to understand it, because I want to take action on it. So I circle it, and I circle this one. And I make little notes and marks here, like come back to this. Okay, research. Is there a book on this? Andrew, you talked about the option clay. Is there a book for this? How do I learn this more? And those are the type of questions that you guys need to ask on the chat here. Right? We teach all of our people, always make sure that you guys are really dialing on the notes, circle the things, and then that's where you can start saying, Andrew, I noticed that you said at blah, 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 blah. I have a question about blah, blah, blah. And then your questions are answered, right? That's always going to be the best way to learn, fastest way to learn, quickest way to learn and start implementing today. Can I get an amen?
Amen to that. I love that. So I commend all of you for taking notes and for taking action and for being here on day 48. All right. So deal structures. When we are buying the houses, right? When we are buying the houses, our whole objective, write this down. This is a long one. Don't ask what it costs. Ask what it will make you. Don't ask what it will cost. Ask what it will make you. So, for example, I still use leverage to this day on some of the flips we buy. Not fixing flips, by the way. I don't do those anymore. I'm retired. But flips. And I don't really care. Of course, I care how much stuff costs. But generally speaking, I don't really care how much it costs me. In fact, some of our funding partners are on this call. I don't care how much it costs me, because I look at how much it can make me. Can the deal support this payout? Can the deal support this? So if I end up giving away, I don't know, $8,000 to a private lender, but because I, quote, gave away that $8,000, it allows me to buy 3 deals. And the average profit per deal, while ours is over 40, let's say it's only 20. It allows me to do 3 deals, netting 60K. by, quote, giving away that 8K. Well, how many of you would be willing to give away 8K to get 60K back? Type in the chat. Yes. We got the yeses rolling. All right, good. Making sure I hadn't lost you. So, me too. Every day, all day. You said, well, Andrew, that's a lot of money for the private lender or for the funding partner. It is. And what if I can only fund one deal? What if I can only fund 10, but with private money, with joint venture partners, with funding partners, with banks, with hard money, I could fund 10 times that many. So this is a game of figuring out how to make the assets pay you, right? Write this down. Emotionally detached. Emotionally detached. This is the greatest favor you can do to yourself. I don't care what the house looks like, what it smells like, what it feels. I don't care about none of that stuff. I care, do the numbers work? Emotionally detached. It's about the paper. Can I take this thing? Because that's all it is. And it really shifted my mind when I started buying houses virtually, right? Because when I went to the houses, you see it, you touch it, you feel it. It's there. It's an asset. When I started buying houses virtually and I'm just seeing purchase agreements fly through, I'm going, oh, crap. I really wasn't all that important going out and looking at every single house I bought, was I? And so now it begins to make sense. This is a math game. Money is math. We are just putting deals together in a way to ensure that everybody wins, right? So the more I can help everyone involved win, the more I'm going to win because everybody wants to do business with me, right? So for all of you, find the profit centers. Ask yourself, can the deal support this? That's why you hear me, my mind working a bunch of different directions when I'm structuring deals. That is, what's the least you'll take on price, right? Number one, what's the least you'll take on price? Number two, what's the least you'll take as a monthly payment? And number three, usually we buy with nothing down. And if we can't get that, what's the least you'll take down, right? I'm looking into the deal going, all right, how can I turn this thing into a win? I'll overpay for the deal if I'm getting no interest and low payments. I'll put cash up front if I'm getting a massive discount on the back end. So the 3 paydays are always going to toggle off of one another. What's the price? What's the monthly? And what's the down payment? How much of my money is it going to tie up? While money is unlimited, each of our worlds, we must figure out how to make the deal attract the unlimited money. In other words, if you're structuring a deal and you're putting 10 grand down, for example, that's 10 grand that you could have put in another deal. So you better be getting a big, beautiful discount on the back end for that 10 grand down. So it's never about the money not being there. It's always about, is there enough value to attract the money to be there? All right. I got a lot more to cover, but we are about out of time and I want to get to questions. So I want to, before we get to questions, remind all of you on this beautiful day 48. Tomorrow we're back, day 49. Derek, amazing acquisitions manager, one of our acquisitions manager. You're going to hear from him, and he's going to tell you about the deals that he's doing and where he is in this beautiful win the trip to Vegas competition. All right. So you're going to be listening from his perspective of closing deals, and you're going to be listening from team perspective of why the heck Derek enjoys hanging out with us and doing deals with us. All right. Before we take the questions, Leo, anything you want to add to that?
I'm excited for this VIP call. It's gonna be fun.
Me and you both, man.
We're doing 2 of these a week. A lot of value happening here. Me and Andrew just want to give as much as possible and really dial in, help you guys crush these next 2 weeks, these last 2 weeks that we have here, which it's coming to an end. But don't worry. A lot of you guys will be sticking around and we're excited to see you all. So we got questions, right?
Yes, we do.
We do got questions.
All right.
let's rock and
First
roll.
question today is, do you have a comprehensive turnkey package that includes marketing for leads, software lead capture, AI, buyer-seller responses, agreements, start to finish?
That's an awesome question. The answer is yes. And when you say turnkey, that means something different to everyone. I don't know who asked the question, so I don't know if you've heard me talk enough to know what I mean by turnkey. But it means all the assets are there, and it's 100% incumbent on the business owner. That's why I talked to them about partnerships to either A, run the machine, or B, partner in someone to run the machine. I suck at AI and CRMs and all that crap. Hence why I partner with Ahmed and Derek and team up with them. All right. I couldn't log into my CRM alone if I had to. I hate to admit it. Yes, I'm young, but I suck at that. That's not my thing. I call and negotiate deals. So yes, we do have all that, and it does require an amount of you plugging it in and running it, or partnering with someone who will.
All right, next question comes from Andrew. He says, will these 60 days of recording stay up on YouTube after we complete the 60 days?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I believe the answer
I
is
don't
yes.
I don't have intent to take them down currently. I'm always hesitant to make a promise, as I don't know what the future is going to hold. But right now, our intent is to leave them up at least for a while.
Thank you, Andrew, for that. Next question, and I think might be our last question on anyone, unless anyone else has anything else they're going to put in the chat before I finish reading this. Take advantage of the time. We're almost out. Patrick asks, after the meetup, Andrew, I asked you about a non-recourse loans. You named an institute that does non-recourse loans, but I could not find it. Where can I find more information?
That's my secret source. I just told you about, Patrick. Now I'm telling everybody. But oh well. It is called. You can write this down. Everybody grabs their notepad when I say it's my secret source. I love it. It is called, and I'm not joking. It took me 8 freaking years of trying to find a company like this before I found these people. It's called Civic, like a Honda Civic, but no Honda. It's called Civic. And so there's 2 notes. Number 1, they like to do big deals. They like to do 7 figures of loans, way better than 6. And they sure as heck ain't going to get excited about 5. So you should know that about them. And I hope all of you are planning on getting 7 figures of loans, non-recourse debt in the very near future. So there is opportunity there. Don't think just because you are only needing a few $100,000 that you should not contact them. But just know they do have some criteria there. They are non-recourse. They're not the cheapest interest rates, but they are non-recourse, which to me makes it well worth the little bit of extra you'll pay. My lady over there, her name is Melissa.
All right, and Carly's wondering what is the spelling for that? It's just like Honda Civic, except without the Honda.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys. For my VIPs, I'll see you in the other Zoom room in about 2 minutes, calling your leads, your deals, and having lots of fun. Remember, VIPs are ticket holders, Buffaloes, and Freedom Lives. For the rest of you, I'll see you tomorrow. Same place, same time. We'll be hanging out with Derek. Bye for now.
Thanks for joining, everyone. And if you're a former cash flow to freedom, you can jump into the VIP as well. See you guys over there.